Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to, I believe actually today's video 8 or 9? Something like that. I feel like I never get the number right. I never know what video we're on. That's okay. Today we're going to be working on this slight, here let's change this really quickly. So we're going to be working on this slight, I don't know, nuisance with our program. So whenever we run it, we get this like, awkward delay, or not delay, but like, it disappears and then repops. But this animation, it's just weird. So we're gonna try to make this a seamless update. We're gonna try to make it as seamless as possible so it doesn't really look like it's going away and popping back up. We want it to look like it's just changing. So to do that, there's a really cool, and then depending on, I think this feature is only on Python 3, version 3. Actually, I think TurtleGrafx is on version 2, I think. I don't know. I'm not too sure. But it's called Tracer, right? So what we want to do is right before we sleep, we're going to use this tracer function. Actually, I believe it's, I don't know why, but I believe it's underscore tracer. And let's see if we hover over, does it tell us anything? No. I think depending on the version you are using, you can use just .tracer, but let me just see. I'm gonna pass in the value. I think I'm gonna get an error if I don't add that underscore. Yeah, so no attribute called tracer. Okay, so I think it's underscore tracer. And what tracer does is it essentially speeds up the animation process. And that's kind of what we want to do with this. We want to speed that process, the process of, displaying our distances to the screen. We want to speed it up as fast as possible so it looks really seamless and it doesn't look really glitchy. So if we just pass in the number 1, it's not going to really change the difference because 1 isn't really a big number. I believe this goes up to 50, so depending on your computer and your program, go ahead and mess around with different values from 1 to 50. If we do 10, we are going to, okay, it's a little bit more seamless, a little bit more. We'll throw it up to like 30. You know what, let's just skip the 50. Let's get down to business, I'm tired of this constantly popping up. Alright, so now if we run this, it should be fairly seamless, right? It doesn't look like it's disappearing and bobbing. It just looks like it's constantly updating. That's what we want. Okay, cool. So now that we have that, one other thing, there is like a slight, our program, we don't want our program to be like asleep like this. It's kind of annoying. So what we could do is if you actually hover over the sleep function, it'll tell you that it takes a float, right? So it floats a decimal point. So we don't have to say like 1 second. We could say like 0.3 seconds or 0.4 seconds, and that's how long it's going to delay these undo features. And then actually, we don't want it to undo this. So let's, interesting. Let's put this right here. We might need to mess around with this a little bit. Okay, no, that's good. That's good. That works. So you see now our program's a little faster. We got to fix that too. Our score goes away. Why did our score go away? Oh, because it's not updating it anymore. Interesting. Okay, we'll worry about that in a bit. But yeah, go ahead and mess around with this this sleep. Figure out what what's a solid wait period for you. And once you do that, let's see, display distances. We actually don't need this to be called over and over again because I think if we run it, you'll see it get thicker because it's constantly being written on top of it itself. So what we can do instead is just take this out. We don't need this. We'll make this an independent function on itself, and we will pass it inside of run. Where do we call? We'll pass it right here. We actually don't even need this inside of our loop because that's kind of like a one-time thing. Okay, and then we'll throw this at the top of our loop, and we'll pass in, what is it, lonely boy distance. We just have to change the variable name. Lonely boy's girlfriend's distance. And if we run this, dang it, I deleted some arguments. Oh, display distances. We don't need this anymore. Let's do that. And there we go. So now it's not being written on top of itself constantly, so it doesn't look like it's getting thicker and thicker. One other thing that I want to keep track of, just so we can have like a stats information at the end of the game, is I want to figure out what the total distance. Oh, that looks weird. What the total distance traveled is. So we have that negative speed, or that negative distance available. So sometimes our turtles will get stuck, going backwards. And I want to figure out which turtle is actually going the farthest. So let's create variables to keep track of that. So we can do something like, we'll call it total lonely boy distance. We'll call it total distance lonely boy is equal to 0. Total distance for lonely boy's girlfriend is also equal to 0. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to update that. It's very similar to how we just updated it right here. So we'll do total distance lonely boy is going to be plus or equal to the absolute value of our speed, right? So the absolute value is going to take care of our negative 50, and then it's actually LB speed. And we're going to do the exact same thing for our lonely boy's girlfriend. So we'll take the absolute value of it, and lonely boy's girlfriend speed. Okay, and we're just adding random features at this point. But let's actually print this out. What's wrong with this? Oh, I misspelled this. Okay, so let's print this out at the end of our game. So we'll print out, just so we can see it, so we'll print out total distance LB, and print out total distance LBG, just so we can see, just once. All right, so our game is off and running. Can't really see it that much. Put it in the frame, and one of them should get there somewhat soon. There we go. All right, so that's annoying. We'll fix that in a bit. All right, so look at that. So it finishes at 8:20, right? That's the finish line, but they traveled 1,300. Also, what's this? What is being printed 3 times? What am I printing out? It's weird. Not sure what that 915 is. That's okay. I'm not worried about it. Oh, is it still running? We'll fix that later too. There's a lot of things wrong with this. That's okay. We'll extend this tutorial. What were we gonna do next? Let's display it. So, when we display our distances, update distances. Let's see, where do we do that again? And we'll do this one more time at the bottom. We'll actually put this outside of our run, because it doesn't really need to be inside of the run. And we'll put these. Let's see. I don't think it's gonna change anything. What did I do? What error is that? Display distances captain. Oh, I don't know what that. Okay. Let's speed this up for the purposes of this. Let's add 400. Hopefully one of them catches it. Let's go. Okay. Okay, so we're still getting the same error, but it looks like that's a little cleaner. It might have just been a little bug on my end. But why is our distance not being updated? So what we can do is we can actually return our distances. Let's do that. Let's return both of our distances. So we can say return lonely boy distance, and also return lonely boy's girlfriend's distance. And now we can set these to a value. So we can say D1, comma D2, and we'll unpack them. So lonely boy distance is going to be equal to D1, and then lonely boy girlfriend distance is going to be equal to D2. And then we can call our update distances one last time right here and just pass those values in, D1 and D2. And let's see if that fixed it, or if that made it. And I believe it should fix it. No, it's not. Oh, is it because it's undoing it? I think that's why. It's because it's undoing it. So, what if, we'll do this. If distance 1 is less than or equal to 820, and distance 2 is less than or equal to 820, then let's undo it, right? So if it's not, don't undo it. We're thinking outside the box. Look at that. Genius. Actually, I don't even think I need to do this then. I don't think I need to return it. So let's get rid of that. We don't even need that. Delete this return. Let's run it one more time just to verify my geniusness. Come on. Damn. Okay. Okay, we should return it then. Why did that work? Interesting. Oh, because it needs to update one more time. That's fine. We will keep the return, I suppose. Okay, so we'll keep that, and yeah, we have our distances updated. This video is kind of long already. We updated our distances. We made sure it stayed, true to the screen by the end of the program. It's running, somewhat decently. We also have kept track of our total distance. So let's actually write that right here. At the end of the game, we're gonna write total distance traveled. We'll write stats. We'll write a stats form right here. So we'll do that in the next video. Peace.